shit, we're upside down.
What happened?
Well, I'll fix that in post. But yeah, finally getting to go on our very first event of the reopening. So we're gonna go do a tractor pull and a demolition derby. So we'll see how that goes, but we're gonna take you with us, and this will be our very first trivial video.
Trivial even.
Could be very trivial. I gotta remember to record stuff, but yeah, first travel video, Sagebrush Soul. Here we go.
Is it Winnie the Pooh or a bear?
Oh, it sure enough is Winnie the Pooh.
Looks quite hot.
We're going to Emmett, Idaho to do a tractor pull with the Believe pulling team, Pt1 boys, and then a demolition derby on Saturday night. But right now we're headed to a truck stop in Jerome to meet up with Skylar and Brittany. They got the pulling trucks good to get out. Skylar's been saying, I just need to do something that has something to do with the motor, because we've been shut down for dang near 4 months now. I had to cancel I don't know how many events, probably pretty close to 10 events that we've had to cancel, and so this is going to be good. We can go get back in the saddle and give her a shot. And back to work, back on the keto, so you'll probably start seeing a lot less of us more often. I think that was beautiful. Damn, it's a big old semi-traffic jam going on in here. And there they are. Skylar, Brittany, Burke, and Maverick.
And baby on board.
And the baby. Skylar is the owner and CEO of Live a Little Productions, but he encourages everyone that works for the company in any capacity to call it their company. You gotta love that. Brittany is Skylar's wife. She has an official title in the company, but we just call her the mom. No kidding. I refer to her as mom, and she's the same age as my oldest daughter. We call Burke the founder of Live a Little Productions, because as he pointed out to us, Live a Little would have never come to fruition had it not been for him building the shake and brake pulling truck. More on that later. This is Maverick, motocross racer, monster truck driver, and motivational speaker. No joke. This is Skylar and Brittany's unborn daughter, Mayhem, Hemi for short. Even before we knew her gender, she landed a network TV show. By now you should be able to tell we roll with a pretty awesome group. After meeting up with the crew, we grabbed a bite and headed for Emmett. Here's a travel montage through my broken windshield so you can experience the ride with us. It was a smooth trip with the exception of some phantom smoke coming off the Red Dragon. That's the hauler. The good news is, where there's smoke, there wasn't fire. We couldn't find anything wrong, so we got back on the road without incident. But it might be time to change the name of the hauler. Having never been to Emmett, we didn't know what to expect. We were pleasantly surprised as we descended into this beautiful green valley. The camera doesn't do it justice. We'll capture more of that later. This weekend isn't a Live a Little show. Skylar and his sister Katie brought their trucks to come and support Pt1 Motorsports and the Believe pulling sled as they kicked the door to the reopening of Idaho truck and tractor pulling. Skylar asked the Pt1s if I could come along and work with their announcer, Dale Jeffries. They generously accepted and compensated me for the trip. We'll talk more about the Pt1 shortly, but I know you're dying to see and hear more about the Live a Little pulling trucks. While recording this, I tried to describe the history of the Live a Little pulling and the trucks, and I realized I couldn't do them justice in a short segment. So look forward to a micro documentary about the trucks and the family in the coming months. Make sure and subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss it. In the meantime, here are the beats. This is Shake and Brake, the cornerstone of Live a Little pulling. As stated earlier, this truck was built in 1984 by Burke and his brother in Burley, Idaho. Katie took over the driving duties in 2007 when she was only 15 years old, and personally funded the new 632 cubic inch alcohol-injected Dart engine backed up by a ProFab transmission. The whole package fits nicely under a 1962 Ford unibody. Katie has driven this truck to many Pro Mod 4x4 points championships. If Shake and Brake is the cornerstone, Cheap Shot is the flagship of Live a Little. This is a two-wheel drive, super modified truck built in the early 80s by Wally Kitchen in Morgan, Utah. In 2007, the Live a Little crew acquired the truck and with Skylar in the driver's seat, added more championships to its already successful history. A blown 572 cubic inch Dart motor powers the truck down the track at well over 2,000 horsepower, consuming a gallon of alcohol every 50 feet. The 1956 Chevrolet body was famously Yamaha Wave Runner Yellow until Skylar opted to wrap it in 2013 and rebrand it as Cheap Shot Reloaded. In the summer of 2014, the truck pulled in all 4 time zones in the lower 48. Our good buddy Gish made the trip from Oregon to help in the pit and celebrate Skylar's birthday. Gish is a 3rd generation truck puller himself. He and his family campaign a hard-pulling Pro Mod 4x4 called Double Ugly 2. Another truck with an incredible story, but we'll save that for another video. Now it's time for me to set up the RV and head to the announcer stand for a sound check. The Believe Pull had a good turnout with plenty of diesel trucks and stock and modified gas trucks. This is what will determine the winners in all the classes tonight. The Believe Pulling Sled. Purchased by the Pt1 a few years back, they went all the way to Ohio to pick it up. Based on what we know, it was one of 6 or 7. When the Pt1s got it, it was green and named the Farmer's Addiction. We love to hear the stories about these sleds that come out west. So if you have a story about pulling this sled or watching it at a pull, please put them in the comments below. I was going to do a description of how the sled works, but I'm trying to keep this as a travel video. So I made a short bonus video that will bring you up to speed about truck and tractor pulling. That should be popping up about here. While I was at work in the announcer stand, Vicky was capturing all the work and shenanigans going on in the pits, like Brittany showing her baby bump and Gish showing his quarantine bump. It was time to warm up the trucks. And like the good team member and partner she is, Brittany jumps in to help. Even though I told her if she keeps doing that while she's pregnant, it's the only way she'll be able to get Hemi to sleep. Katie and Shake and Brake are up first for the Live a Little team. After the ritualistic fist bump and locking into the hubs, it's time to tighten the chain. Katie lays down an awesome pass. Then our buddy Vince Edlund also shows up to put on a show with the Barnstormer. Then it's Skylar and Cheap Shot Reloaded. He had a little trouble at the start because the brake was on the sled, but they got it all figured out and he laid down an awesome 2nd place pass. It was great to get back on the mic and out of the house. Everybody had a good time and it was a great turnout. At the end of the night, the crew loaded up the trucks and headed for the hotel in Meridian, while Vicky and I headed to the camper for a cocktail. Thanks for coming along with us this far. Make sure and watch the next video to see more of Emmett and the Demolition Derby. As always, may the best of your past be the worst of your future.